Don't think twice because ideas are plentiful, but execution is rare. Thanks for your concern.
Welcome back to Thanks for Your Concern. You're here with Berenice.
And I'm Ella. Welcome back. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It is. It was quite shit today. Today I went to walk a dog. So I don't have a dog. I want a dog someday, but I know I'm just not grown enough yet to do that. Many reasons why not to have a dog, but I do love dogs. So every now and then I have this app and I'll go walk dogs around my neighborhood when I feel like I want like a little dog fix. Today was raining and this dog did not want to walk.
I feel it.
And I was like, okay, those 20 minutes were great. I'm going to drop you off now. And now I'm probably good for the next month.
Love it.
Good day in Seattle, though?
It's always raining. It's raining, it's pouring, the roof is leaking, but
For
we're all
real?
good.
Like,
For
actually,
real.
you have a leak.
It's a whole thing.
Oh, no. Those are not nice.
No, and let me tell you something. It is what it is.
Okay.
No,
but one more thing on the list.
Yeah, I know. I don't even want to talk about it. But bro, I've been reading a lot and listening a lot. Have you read or Yellowface?
No.
Oh, that one's real good. It is
Yellowface. Okay.
Yellowface. It's a hot one. It's about it is what it sounds like. White person pretending to be Asian.
Oh. Okay,
Mhm.
see, I'm not the biggest fan of like audiobooks. There's something about them that I just like can't get into it as much as I like reading because I like to. I guess like visual reading, they kind of work a little bit different than listening to something. But
It's a different part of your brain. I'll tell you this. I've been doing audiobooks while doing other things that I don't like to do. So it's like, okay, I don't want to do the dishes, but like let's listen to an audiobook while I do it so it feels double as productive.
like I'm not here, but I'm here.
So
That's
I've been
smart.
whipping through things, listening to stuff while getting other shit done.
I do
But
that at work.
Put me on a fucking roller coaster. I really liked that book, so I had to recommend it for people.
Okay, maybe I can get my hands on that tomorrow. I'm flying to Miami on Wednesday.
Okay, woo!
And I actually that's the best place to read on a flight. There's really nothing else to do.
No, it's nothing else. You find that one. That'll be in the airport bookstore. It's really hot right now.
Perfect. My favorite little take care of me, and I always overpack, so there's no way I can like actually take a book. Amazing. Yellow page?
Yellow face.
Yellow face. Got it. Got it.
It's a quick. You will go through it. Okay, I'm telling you.
All right.
So that's my thing, and like I actually love the airport bookstore. Is the one place that doesn't have markups.
You
Like
get
you
good
buy a
deals.
water. Oh yeah, you get good deals. They have books on sale. So you go in and they're the same price as, any other bookstore. So you just go in there, grab a book on your way. That's my favorite thing to do. It's like you got a 6-hour flight, that's one book.
Yeah. That used to be my favorite thing to do before I got like really into drawing on flights. Now I just play Sudoku, but we're going back to books. Books are good for your mind space. If you have like running thoughts and stuff like that, try to read.
Reading returns me to a good place because it's always an activity I've really loved, and also it just makes you such a more interesting person. Like if you're trying to be a hot girl, read more.
You want to feel better than others. You read? No, that sucks.
I don't know. Some people aren't into reading, but it's like maybe you are into being really ridiculously hot, and I think hot girls read. So that's just a recommendation. However you get there.
That's your journey.
Mm-hmm.
You got any exciting plans coming up?
I'm going to Austin next week. I'm going to see Amel and the Sniffers, which is Amel and the Sniffers is a punk band from Australia. Okay? Amel is a god dang icon. Okay, the lyrics are very feminist, but like not trying to be feminist, if that makes sense. Like like sometimes like was once trying to make like a feminist manifesto. It's just like too on the nose. But these lyrics are just like her talking about her life and being a punk ass bitch, and then it's coincidentally like a strong feminist message. Like one of her latest singles is called like is like Tiny Bikini, and it's just this whole song about how she just wants to wear a tiny bikini and she doesn't want anyone to touch her. Like I just want to wear this. I don't want to be touched. Just because I'm wearing this doesn't mean I want to be touched, bitch. This is just what I want to wear because I'm on the fucking beach.
Yeah. Sometimes people miss the mark there that they don't get that that's feminism. They're like, I don't believe in feminism. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure like 10 minutes ago you were talking about something that would be considered feminism.
Yeah. And her other song is Knifey. And it's just talking about like, I just want to walk in the park at night without my knife. But I have to walk with a knife because I might have to protect myself.
Real.
So Amyl the Sniffers, she is like so fucking dope.
I like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, I have to tell you one story.
Like one more. Yes.
One more about her. So I've seen her live. I've seen them live like 4 times now, right? Mm-hmm. So she really likes Twisted Teas because I guess they don't have Twisted Teas in Australia, and so it's just so funny because she'll be on stage and be like, "Hey, could someone come bring me out another Twisted Tea?" And she's literally obsessed with Twisted Teas. She downs like 2-3 tall cans of Twisted Teas, and I literally am like, oh my god, that used to be my ish in college.
Is Twisted Tea malt liquor?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Well, Twisted Teas, because they're flat, they're like kind of like, I used to really like them because there was no carbonation, so you could really.
Honestly, I feel that a Twisted Tea is easy to drink. There were some other ones that were bad flashbacks. I saw a girl drinking a Mad Dog like a few weeks ago, and I blatantly judged her like to her face. I was like, "Oh, girl, that Mad Dog," and like she smelled like cigarettes and Mad Dog. I was like, "Not gonna lie, that's disgusting." But you smell just like my sorority.
Like you smell like a frat basement I used to hang out at a lot.
I used to get a whiff.
You smell like Palace. Dude, what's up with you? So you're going to Miami.
I'm going to Miami for Music Week. I went 2 years ago and I did like a one-way with a coworker at the time of my life. I feel like right before I went to Miami, I was in such like fight or flight. I hit everybody. I'm like fighting everyone. That when I went, the pace is just a little different there, and it's just sunny and like beautiful, and there's beautiful people. Everybody smells good, and I think something in my mindset changed. So that's been like just such a good untainted memory. I'm going with a group of people this time. I'm a little scared. No, I'm not scared, but it's just like you go with more people. There's just like a lot more vibes. I feel like as I've gotten older, I don't know if I love a group trip. I'm an individual. I'm a very particular individual, and especially like on things like this where there's just so many things going on at once. A lot of people were asking me like, what are your plans? And I'm like, I don't have any. I'm just gonna get there, and there's like tickets for some things and there's not tickets for some things, and I'm just gonna figure it out. And I just feel like that's kind of like the best way to go into Miami because there's so many things to do. I feel like it's kind of like New York or like a bigger city where there are options, and just like based on your energy level, like you can kind of like choose your path. So we're going to see how it goes. I am keeping an open mind. I'm setting expectations really to nothing. And I'm just excited to like get some sun, get a couple days off work, and vibe it out. I don't know if I'm like coming to my end of the EDM life. I think it's my relationship with EDM is just changing. I've seen it all. I've done it mostly all. And not that I don't get excited by it, like I totally am, but it's a lot of like the same, like I've been to a lot of the venues. I've been to a lot of the festivals. So I am kind of looking like for new opportunities. Miami also obviously has a lot of like Cuban like heritage there. So I'm trying to like go salsa dancing. I'm like looking at all the fun things that there is to do there. I'm like a little bit cautious of just like the whole like immigration stuff going on in the world because like they just announced right now with like Venezuela and Cuba and like Haiti that they're like revoking refugee basically statuses. So I just don't necessarily know like what that vibe is going to be like there. I'm anxious to see what it's like, but I am excited overall. I think it will be a cool experience.
I'm excited for you. I need to go to Miami. That's been on my short list of places to go.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's just like fun because everybody's like, but it feels like when we used to go to Vegas, I thought that was cool when I was like younger, and then I went to Miami and I was like, I'm so stupid. Why didn't we just do this? It's like a way nicer Vegas, and there's a beach, so it's like
maybe I'll go to Miami soon. But I'm excited for you to be on a beach. Beach sounds good right now.
Beach sounds good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the most beach girly. My skin breaks out in hives for over sun exposure. I'm a born and raised city girl, okay? But I do like it there, and I'm looking forward to making some new friends.
All right, Miami, here she comes. I'm excited. So this episode is Don't Think Twice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited about to get into it. You excited?
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
So I actually wanted to talk about the Don't Think Twice because I am a notorious, I didn't used to be this way, but now I am, I buy a one-way ticket. That seems like a bad idea to a lot of people. But sometimes a one-way ticket is really what gets you on that trip.
I feel that. I've never done that, but I can understand how that makes sense. Like you just get yourself there and then you figure everything out, and it makes actually probably easier to plan things because then you could just get the flight back.
Yeah. Or the flight back first. I think if you want to kick the hesitation, like one small action, as in booking like a really cheap one way, because sometimes a one way isn't expensive, and if you get it early, like if it's a thought in like your mind that I was like, I want to do this, but you have no idea of anything else surrounding other than like the day you want to go and the flights are looking kind of cheap, I always say just do it, because now you're like, oh, I already have that flight. And really, like, what's the one more flight wouldn't be that expensive. And then things just kind of start working themselves out.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. You have any tips for no hesitation? For Don't Think Twice?
Well, it's funny that you brought this up because I heard this Michael Jackson quote recently that I thought was like really funny. Michael Jackson said, and he was like half joking, half being serious, but when he has an idea, he executes it really quickly because he believes that if he doesn't do an idea, that like God might give the idea to Prince and Prince will do it for him.
He's right though.
I know. I was like, that's so funny because like I full-heartedly believe that, and I don't know if I've mentioned it, but like I've infamously invented Instagram, but of course I didn't do anything with it. But I distinctly remember way before Instagram came out, I was like, it'd be kind of cool if social media, like there's a social media where it's just pictures. I'm sure a bunch of people had that idea where it's like, I don't want a tweet, I don't want Instagram, or like Facebook had way too much stuff, and I was like, I would like just pictures where people could just share pictures. And then lo and behold, like 6 years later, Instagram was invented, and it was like, wow, well, I guess that was a good idea. If you don't execute on your idea, somebody else will if it's a good idea.
Oh, isn't that true? And then you're going to literally be sitting there like a loser because you just thought about it for way too long and never acted on it. Some people hesitate more than others. Personally, I get really worked up when people like take a really long time to make a choice. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I think like a no is that there is really no bad choice if you ultimately believe you're going to get to the same destination. Right. So sometimes like that's just like kind of a belief based on like a quote I heard like this past year. I was like, if I ultimately believe that I'm going to learn what I have to learn regardless of the choices that I make to get to the place where I need to be. Like if the place I need to be is clear on my mind, regardless of the choices that I necessarily make to get there. Obviously, I will try to make the best choices, but regardless of the choices that I make to get there, then it's going to work out at the end. The journey might be a little different, but the choice will be there. And it has gotten a little more difficult as I've gotten older to make some decisions, which is something I kind of like miss about younger self, that it was like, no thoughts, just vibes. Like you would ask me and Ella to do if we wanted to do anything, and we were like, sure,
let's do it.
Yeah, that festival. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but we bought the ticket last night.
Some of my best memories are doing that.
That's true. I think as you get older, like obviously there's like higher stakes and higher decisions that you have to make. You snooze, you lose. Sometimes you're just worried about losing in general.
Yeah, but you'll always lose if you do nothing.
That is true. And that's something I've been like really wrapping my head around recently where like I'm almost at the point where I'm like I'm forced to make a choice where I know the risk is kind of like high, but I'm like I just don't want to die like this. You know? Like I
Yeah.
don't want this to be the story written back of my life. Like, and she stayed at a job she didn't like for this many years and like hated getting up and hated going and had to act one way every single day just because she liked somewhat of the stability that it provided temporarily. I really had to sit and think about that and be like, do I really want to live like this? Like this is my life, right? I'm the owner of this bubble and I'm choosing this every day. And I didn't like that.
I always feel like, you don't have to like give up everything to pursue something else, but I do feel like there's so many examples of people giving up too early. And maybe it's just like with people in my life where it's like I can kind of see, I don't know, some people are like, "Oh, I'm so envious that you're pursuing A, B, and C." And they're, like older people. And it's like I'm thankful that I'm able to still pursue my dreams at this point, like I haven't fully given up. And I think it's one of the reasons why I haven't had a child, and I probably won't, is because to me, I feel like once you have a kid, you have to start sacrificing for like this other person. And I don't ever want to like, I'm not there yet where I'm ready to sacrifice, to be honest.
And at least you're sure about that.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
want to be risky.
hesitation in that.
I'm just saying, like, I kind of want to be risky. Like, I don't think that, I really don't think that parents, like, you have another mouth to feed. This person didn't choose your risky ass fucking do whatever, don't think twice fucking attitude, right? So it's like, I'm trying to, like, right now be the only person who has to suffer the consequences of my own actions. With suffering consequences, when you think twice and you don't do something, the consequence is that like you live with regret versus living with the regret that something you didn't go perfectly. I personally depends on like which pill do you want to swallow, right? There's the third option that there's no regrets and everything goes perfectly, but like the more likely option is that like I regret doing that because it didn't go exactly how I planned, or I regret that I didn't do it. I personally would rather regret doing it and not going well. That's a personal choice.
Yeah, I guess I would say to that now that I don't know, sometimes like you're at a like a point in your life where it's like you take the leap and you choose change and growth and all these things, which can be very scary, or you stay in the place that you're at. And sometimes as I get older, I'm like, well, I'm not going through any super monumental life changes where it's like when you were younger, like you go to college and all these things that like force you to grow and change. So if I stay in the position that I am right now, how is that encouraging me to grow and change as a person? And do I feel like this is the person I want to be for the rest of my life at the place where I want to be for the rest of my life? Like, no, it's time to spice it up some more.
Let's throw a wrench in it. No, I agree though, because there, like, if you're doing the same thing, you could only grow so much, and you need like a new challenge to give yourself. So it's like, don't think twice about giving yourself a new challenge because you can grow in ways that you like never imagined. Totally agree with that. I tell people to take the leap all the time, and I hope it's for the best for everyone. But I think usually, if you're thinking about making a change, there's a reason, right? Like for
Yeah.
me, if you're thinking about like, I could have stayed at my old job, but there was very much a reason why I was had a desire for change. And I mean, it's really interesting cuz now I feel like I'm at my new job long enough to like reflect on whether that was the right decision or not. I'm not like, yes, this was the best decision ever. Like I would have made that other thing work. I think you make what's in front of you work. So I think that a lot of the times when you don't want to take a leap and you're thinking twice about it, it's because it's uncharted territory. But once you get there, I think you're going to figure it out. I have a lot of faith in people figuring things out.
That's very true. Big decisions is kind of like the staying present situation where it's like, I'm going to roll with the punches as they come. When you start analyzing all the things that could go wrong, is kind of like when you get stuck. And with those, I would say, like, I definitely am the take the leap friend. I'm like, think about those bad situations, but like, and then maybe have a contingency plan. like have a conversation with someone, your support system, if shit hits the fan, like you got my back. And, if they got your back, then don't worry about that too much, and you'll deal with that situation when you get there. I'm that friend, but I also have friends and I have family members that are completely on the other side. The economy sucks. Like, do not quit your job. And I'm like, okay. But at the same time, like within the same conversation, they'll be like, I've always really admired like the way that you sometimes do things. And we talked about like how I went to college and literally that was like without a plan, just vibes, no money, no plan. But I was like, I'm just gonna make it work. And then same conversation, it was like also like you moved to New York again, no plan, just vibes. I was like, no money, I'm just gonna make it work. So within the same conversation, I felt myself getting hyped by the idea of I am who I am. There's only so much you can plan for. You can even be in the situation that you're in now and shit can still hit the fan.
And it's happened, and maybe that's why, like, I don't know, maybe that's why I am like, fuck it. Like, shit could go awry with me making the safe bet, the safe option. A meteor could hit my house, like who knows? So I might as well like make the choice that feels the best for me. And I understand that other people have like, I'm pretty like, I'm have a low risk aversion. Like I'm a high risk individual, okay? Like I kind of just do shit. Actually, I wouldn't even say I'm a high risk individual.
Do shit.
I'm like a medium risk, right? Like I think there's a certain amount of risk that I'm okay with, And some people they're like, I want absolutely no risk at all. And I understand that, but I honestly don't think that you should cut yourself off from new possibilities, because there are ways you can like lower your risk. And like for me, I've completely changed my spending habits so that I have a way bigger buffer if shit goes awry.
Yeah.
Before I was like, I was $0 in the bank account on the 30th and then like waiting for like the 31st to hit, and that makes it really hard to take a risk. But now I've been like a little bit better. When I say like don't think twice, I also think that people have the capability to work towards something without completely like throwing caution to the wind and giving up their life. Like for some people, like for instance, I know like for stand-up comedy, like is it a good idea after your first open mic to quit your job to pursue stand-up comedy? Probably not. Like, like probably not the best idea. Like
let's ease into that.
Let's ease into it, like like grind for about a year and see if you actually like this shit, because to be honest, there's people that don't like working till 2 a.m. 5 days a week and traveling around, yada yada yada. So like, but you can go every single week to an open mic, like let's say you want to be an artist, you don't have to quit your job, but you can still pursue art 2 hours a week. Like make your commitment to yourself to just carve out a little time to pursue that little nagging, that little whisper in your mind that I really think is telling yourself like trust your intuition.
Trust your intuition. I think that's important. I also think there's times where you can be as smart as you can, but the jump part, you just have to do it. I think that's with like a lot of things, and we'll see what happens. You need to crash out and you're hesitant to crash out on someone. Sometimes it just means that they're overstepping your boundaries consistently. Okay, that leads to an emotional crash out as well. When it comes to others and hesitation, sometimes when you get hesitation from others and you have to take like say a leap together, maybe that's a gift. Hesitation from others is like the gift that you just got to really look at yourself and your journey and what you want to do, if that other person is not necessarily on the same page as to where you're going.
Well, you're making a decision with someone, if they're not ready, if you guys are both not a hell yes, then it might not need to be a hell no, like I think whether you're going into business with someone and someone's like kind of not like, they're like, oh, I don't know, like it seems like it could be a good idea. Maybe you just need to go on that journey alone. Or if someone, you want to get married and your significant other's like, I don't know, like I'm thinking 5 years down the line, you might also need to say, well, then that's a hell no for us to get married. I think you guys have to be on the same page and take a jump together. I think it's really beautiful to take a jump with someone, but it's not going to go well if you're the only one taking a jump and the other person standing still and really hesitant to let you pull them along.
Yeah. I used to feel like if someone isn't completely sure about something right this second, I need to flee. As I've gotten a little bit older, I have realized that if someone is uncertain about something, the best that I can really do is give them space to figure that out and then double check with myself if that's really what I want. I think like moving forward in anything with somebody is so much better when it's intentional, and sometimes if people like agree too quickly, they could get like caught up in the moment, or they think it's like the next step to get somewhere. And sometimes later then you realize maybe I wasn't truthfully too ready for that.
You got to be clearly communicating.
So now whenever I feel like there's hesitation in the other way around, it really clears it up for me that we're not on the same page. It doesn't mean like we can't be on the same page, but it just means at this moment in this time we're actually not on the same page. And maybe I need to like recenter and figure out, okay, if this is really what I want, then I need to check in with that person if that's really what they want. Do they need time and space? Let's give that to them, and then let's find other things in my life that obviously like I just feel like it's so important to have things going on in your life that are just yours, whether that is your family, your friends, your career, your music, any creative output, to be able to put that energy into that and yourself as if somebody with whoever is in your life, to be honest. Like,
I have a lot of empathy for people who are like, oh my God, like I went through a terrible breakup and I have no idea like who I am anymore. But I just feel like you need more hobbies, you need more things that are just you and that you can point to in your life that are just you. Like I think that's why it's so important to be like, this is this is who I am, and then not losing that in a relationship, not losing that in a career is like a clear identity of self and like all of these pursuits that are singular, so that if at the end of the day you go to the grave with like you yourself and I, and it's like it's good to have like just a Rolodex of experiences and things that are yours and that you can point to as giving you self like confidence of who you are as an individual.
yeah. And I do believe that you practicing being authentically yourself and really knowing yourself makes you hesitate less. Like now, sometimes if like somebody asks me to do something creative where I'm like, before I could be like, not sure I got the the ability to do that, I'm like, yeah, I'll figure it out. Sure, bring it on.
I know. Well, so sometimes I get too confident. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And then I'm like, oh shit, this is a lot harder than I expected. But that's a learning experience of itself.
That's true.
Kind of related to this is like the motto that I'm gonna let the universe tell me no instead of me tell me no, right? Like I kind of had like the idea that like the universe will shut the door for me when it's no longer for me, and I shouldn't be shutting doors for myself.
I like that. I truly believe that with people. I think yeah, a lot. I'm always like, you know what? The universe is just gonna take care of this for me. If this person's meant to be in my life, they'll stay in it. Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. I'm not forcing any interactions with these people, and let's see what happens.
Things work themselves out like that, and so that's why. And also, I'm the type. It's different now that I'm older. I'm a little bit more confident, but I feel like in my past, I've been the one to tell myself no, that I can't do something. There's the inner critic that says I can't do something, and I feel like if I just keep on trying until the universe stops me, then guess what? The universe has yet to stop me, right? It's always been me stopping me. I've yet to hit a wall. Can we believe that? Like the universe has not given me like a no, like this is it. It's all just me not committing or me not doing, which is so calming, honestly.
It's giving me some no's when I head in the wrong direction. It's giving me some tough no's when I head in the wrong direction. Okay, that's how I know when I'm heading in the right direction is because things start just like working out. Yeah. And when I'm like being reckless and dumb, and like I get some no's right away. Like I'm like, okay, not that way. That's not the path.
Yeah, that's the thing is the universe will tell you. I'm telling you, like you will just get a clear sign that this is not for you, and that's why actually something you can like really practice is listen. Not even listening to the universe, but it's like sometimes I see people try to make things work so desperately that are just like not meant to work because if they were meant to work, it'd be easier. It's like, bro, if this person wanted to be in your life, it would not be this difficult.
I totally agree with that. I think it also takes you being in the right circumstances to realize when you were in the wrong circumstances. I think like in relationships, I've been in bad circumstances that make me feel like a crazy person, and then I'm in good circumstances where I'm being even more secure than like another person, and I'm like, no, you don't have to worry. We don't have to talk everything out like right this second. We're gonna like wake up tomorrow and we're gonna work it out. And I feel like this is the first time I said that in my life, but like the way that it felt, it wasn't none of an argument, nothing felt crazy, and I was like, wow, well, look at that. This is how things are supposed to feel when you don't feel like you're in fight or fight all the time.
Yeah, you shouldn't be fight or flighting your decisions and dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things are not as hard as they seem. There's ways we can make action plans to like move forward in the world.
I like this. Well, spring is here, and in this podcast, we love to go by a cute seasonal change. We strongly believe that winter is time for things ending, and spring is actually for new beginnings and a perfect time to start something new. We get more hours in the day. Your mood is probably a little better already. So, really use that to propel you to make some new decisions in your life. Like, I think I'm going to run with that. I'll let you know how it goes. But Gutsy Spring is here.
Gutsy Spring. Don't think twice because ideas are plentiful, but execution is rare.
Yeah, you're not that unique.
That's actually, bro. Okay, so this is my last thought, but very interestingly, do you want to know someone who has like very similar jokes to me and like it's very interesting? Is Stavros. He and I have very similar senses of humor and similar jokes. I can either be upset and mad that, oh my god, I don't know, like what, I don't even know what to be mad about, or I could be like, you know what, it means I have to get there a little earlier, babes. It means I need to perform these a little sooner, huh?
I'm with you. Today I was looking over at some drawings I did in college, and I was like, wow, this is all the stuff that like people are releasing today. And could I have started making this in college? Well, that could have been a different story. But I did it. So if you snooze, you lose. Okay?
The best day to start something was yesterday, but the next best day is today.
Don't be a loser.
The pity parties are no fun. It is a party of one, okay?
Yeah.
All the quotes, bitch. Okay. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Welcome to Gutsy Spring, babes.
Mm-hmm.
March showers bring Gutsy Spring.
We're God's favorites. Everything's gonna work out.
You fucking betcha, babes. Make sure that you subscribe, like, and share this with a friend. It really helps us out a lot. You can find us on social media at thanks number 4 your concern. I'm at Ella L Tudor.
I'm at Bernice ADSM.
Bye.